Hello everybody, this is Tander Draco, and I'm here bringing you another StarCraft Brood War game. This is from the Brood War Clan League Little League, which I believe caps out at 1900. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments though. But it's the Little League here between Team iRk and Team nOm. They're Squad 1. They have two squads in the Little League, so this is Squad 1 from nOm. Representing iRk in this game here, we have Aszriel in the red Terran here. In the orange up at the top left, Zerg, we've got Crowbar from nOm1. This is a best of 3. So we're gonna see how this Zerg versus Terran pans out here. Now, I'm a Protoss player, so bear in mind as I get used to casting races that I don't play. So, 4-player map here. Overlord is going to scout to the bottom left first. Got standard openings so far, nothing crazy. Let's see what the Zerg is doing here. Looks like we're going to see a 12 hatch, I believe. Yep, a couple more drones started, so it's looking like a 12 hatch. Standard macro-based opening. Cross spawns is going to be hard for Terran to try to punish that, so let's see what their expansion plan is going to be. Looks like a scouting SCV being sent out here. Barracks getting started. So I'm a member of the nOm clan here, so I'm in nOm2, though, for Brood War Little League, Brood War Clan League Little League, so this is nOm1. But I'm in nOm with Crowbar here. iRk is definitely a very strong clan in the Brood War Clan League, and there's a lot of folks I know from iRk as well, or have seen around in the Discords, so. I haven't seen or casted either of these guys play yet, so I'm not sure if we have a favorite. Should be fairly closely matched, but we'll find out. Got the SCV scouting up to the top right first. Second SCV scout sent out to check the bottom left, so Terran really wants to know where the Zerg is at. There's that 12 hatch about to finish the pool. Zerg did find the Terran spawn here, and the scouting drone chased away with some Marines, and it looks like a gasless expand from Terran. Looks like right as they scouted the 12 hatch. And we've got a third hatch in the main here. So this is I think they call it a 2.5 hatch opener. We get the third hatch in the main as a macro hatch instead of going for a third base, so it's a little bit easier to hold pushes. If the Terran wants to put on pressure, the Zerg can kind of defend everything just at this choke here, not have to worry about a third base being busted down. Got a second barracks started along with the gas for Terran. As we wait for a little bit for things to pick up a little bit, just want to say thanks for watching this video. Definitely hit the like button, and if you want to see some more casting, either StarCraft or Tooth and Tail, or other similar content, but I'm going to do it more casting lately. Coming up, there's going to be a lot more casting, so if you want to see more of that, definitely hit subscribe and the little bell icon. I'm going to be doing quite a few of these each week. Hoping to find my stride here pretty soon. And if there's anything in particular you'd like to see, or you just want to let me know how you think I'm doing, definitely let me know in the comments. I'll read those and probably reply to all of them. So got a couple of sunken colonies going down from Zerg here. A little bit earlier than they need to be. The Terran hasn't decided to push out yet, but getting those set. Got a third drone maybe for another sunken. The natural gas started. There's the Spire. So it looks like it'll be potentially 3 hatch Muta. Terran got the academy up. Stim is on the way, and there's the engineering bay for +1 in turrets. Looks like Zerg just droning up here as much as they can, waiting for that spire to finish. It's a pretty healthy Marine count here. A couple of medics going to follow up, maybe a push out. There's 11 Marines, a couple of medics. Definitely, if they push out, they could force a third sunken or some more Zerglings. I think they could definitely beat down 2 sunken colonies. But Spire about to finish as well, so we're going to see some Mutas come out. A couple of Firebats added as well. Decent against Lings, but no good against Mutas, so... Third barrack started. We don't always see Firebats added into the composition this early. Oftentimes they're added later for Underdark Swarm. But if Aszriel thinks he's going to hit some heavy Ling resistance, that's probably where the idea for the Firebats is coming in. Going to push out. Take out that scouting Ling, just moving out onto the map a little bit. We've got 4 Mutas finished, like that 5. 6, 7 Mutas finished, and then another, an 8th about to pop here. Looks like they're going to take out this scouting SCV first. So Terran going to start up some missile turrets. We've got 3 here for the natural. Looks like kind of set up to prevent Mutas from coming in from the top here. Got a couple at this point as well. This is definitely an open space at the bottom. I'd like to see another turret or 2 just blocking down here. Otherwise, the Mutas can definitely easily get in, harass a bunch of SCVs, but we'll see how that goes. The Marines and medics are pushing out. 8 Mutas flying around. We'll see if they want to try to pick off some of the Marines or go for a counter attack here. Factory just finishing up here. And like I said, there's this little turret hole, so I think if the Mutas... Yep, they're going to find their way in and definitely get some harassing damage. The Marines coming back to try to head them off. I don't know if this is enough Marines, though. These Mutas are getting a lot of damage already. Meanwhile, it looks like a counterattack being set up, so let's see. The Muta's gonna a couple of things happening at once. Gonna just clean up these Marines. Like I said, not quite enough. Just content getting lots and lots of damage. Looks like the Marines are just sitting, waiting outside here. There's enough Mutas at home and Sunkens, they don't think they could really bust that, so. 5 Mutas here. So we've lost 3, but there's been so many SCVs killed. This is just insane damage from the SCVs here. We've actually gotten really close to evening up the supplies here. The worker counts are pretty close to even. Looks like these Mutas are going to finally get cleaned up. They just don't do as much in small numbers. So we'll have to see if Aszriel is going to be able to get his SCV count up again. Definitely a little bit of a mistake leaving the bottom here open. There are a whole bunch of Mutas here at home, though. 8 of them. And combined with 4 Sunkens, this is a very small army. I think if the Mutas pick off a few Marines, this group is going to be pretty weak. Could definitely get picked off. Doesn't look like Crowbar is interested in playing with it, though. Just content to macro up a bit more. So more Mutas coming out. We've got a hatchery, +1 attack. Okay, looks like 5 hatcheries total on those 2 bases. Honestly, I'd like to see, with as many Mutas as Crowbar has, easily kill this group of Marines. Let's see, we've got 9 here, 9 there. Either one, but certainly together, could easily clear this group of Marines, and the Zerg could take a 3rd base. Let's see what the Terran is up to. Getting the science facility. As the mutas get into larger numbers, turrets don't really stop them anymore, so you definitely want to get irradiate. Try to chase them away. Nice pick on that Overlord. Again, this is a pretty small group of Marines to have sitting out here, so Crowbar could definitely clean this up easily. We're looking at, yeah, these 9 mutas could definitely just attack move in there. But also with the cliff, you know, you could pick off a few Marines and make it even easier. We've got the Hydra Den finished here as well, so lurker production could be coming in. Looks like a bit of a flank with the mutas, just going to dive down here. Nice to pick off the medics as well. A little bit more expensive than Marines. Ooh, we've got a dropship, actually. Okay, so he didn't go with the science vessel first. It was first the dropship, and then a tank. So we could see kind of a timing push. If you get a siege tank, you can definitely bust Sunkens and handle lurkers. Scan going down here, seeing the Hydras and the Queen's Nest. Still just 2 bases from the Zerg here. Definitely have enough minerals and drones. Definitely think about taking a 3rd. If you can find one that's easily defensible. Terran's going to pick off this Overlord. Oh, Overlord speed had finished there as well. Supplies are pretty close to even, which definitely favors the Zerg here. I think Crowbar is in a pretty commanding position. There's that 3rd base. EMP? Is that's EMP, right, guys? I guess you could use EMP on Defilers, but definitely I hope that Terran already has Irradiate. Otherwise, that might have been a misclick. Irradiate is definitely the stronger spell. With this science vessel coming over, it looks like he definitely looks like he's got Irradiate. All right, there we go. So he didn't have Irradiate. Looks like it was a misclick or something. So he's going to go ahead and start that. These mutas are going to get so much damage, though. They've just cleared so many SCVs. Marines are going to clean them up, though. Just 2 of them left, and there are turrets on the bottom here. So those are going to get cleaned up. So pretty good muta harassment there. Stuck around a little bit too long at the end. Once the Marines show up in big numbers, you kind of just want to get out. Here's the drop. It's going to force Zerg to really try to defend this 3rd. Lurker coming in. Good scan, kills the Lurker. The Lings are going to have to back up and wait for more reinforcements. We've got a lot of Hydras right now. Probably intended for Lurkers, but while you've got them, it's gonna, okay, gonna morph some Lurkers there. It looks like he's actually locked his Hydras out with those morphing Lurkers, so this base is definitely going to get killed off. And these Lurkers are a little exposed, so maybe a little bit of mismanagement from Crowbar after losing the mutas in the main here. This 3rd base definitely going to go down, and a Radiate goes down, and a Lurker pops right away. 106 hit points on that hatchery, and it is safe for now. A Radiate goes down on this Lurker here. Oh, when did this happen? Oh, maybe Zerg killed it himself to get out. Alright, so the 3rd base has been saved for now. It's not mining, however. Got a big group of Marines moving out this way. Couple of mutas, but it looks like Terrans are trying to set up for their own third. There's not enough here to bust, especially with... Wow, that is so many lurkers. But the siege tank could definitely knock down the sunken colony. So if the Marines just kind of... Oh, the lurker's just popping now. Are they going to be in time? Okay, the siege tank does get taken out. So many lurkers are falling, though. It looks like that was a pretty good time for Terran to push in there right before the lurkers popped. So he did do some damage. But Zerg holds. Droning up at that third base there. And it looks like Terran didn't take that third base. One of the science vessels is going to get away. The other one got picked off from the Hydras there. Hive is almost done, and we should see a Defiler Mound thrown down right after that. I definitely want to get the third gas up and running to fuel all the gas-heavy units like Defilers. Defilers and Lurkers, both pretty gas-intensive. That is a lot of bio, though. 6 lurkers here. Looks like the lurker's going to try to move forward and burrow here. 2 of them are going to get picked off immediately, though. So maybe a little bit of an overextension, moving a little too far forward there. That is a lot of Marines in a good arc, so those lurkers are not going to get very much value here. Well, got to get the detectors in closer. So just a little bit of mismanagement right at the end there, but there's an irradiate. Zerg is holding for now. Supply count is looking very much in Terran's favor, however. Got a second starport going. And definitely have the gas, so there we go. Okay, a couple of drop ships. So it looks like Terran is really interested in setting up for landing up here and busting the Zerg from the inside. Zerg taking a 4th, kind of at a sneaky location here. That's like the 3rd base of the top right spawn. Ooh, we got a drop over here. That hatchery is so low from that earlier attack, it's going to be pretty easy to pop. Especially if he focuses it. Right now he's just kind of attack moving, and this larva is soaking up all the fire. But if he could just move in and focus on... There we go. Focusing on the hatchery, and that's going to kill it. That is a pretty big win for Terran. This 4th base for Zerg is up, but also not mining. So not really going to have all the gas that they need. All right, hold up. So let me take care of this fight here. Looks like we're going to see a couple of irradiates on lurkers. There it is. Another one coming in, a couple of irradiates on this science vessel. So we've got an Ultralisk Cavern here instead of the Defiler Mound. So we're not going to see Defilers. Ultralisks, you really need like 3 or 4 bases to power with gas to be able to power enough Ultras. But we'll see what Zerg wants to do here. Ultras are pretty tanky. There's the Carapace upgrade for armor. You definitely need all of the armor upgrades you can get on Ultralisks for them to function properly. So this base being taken again. The Sunkens were never killed, so the base is definitely worth taking again. But Terran did find the 4th base. I missed that. Looks like this little force should be cleaned up. Terran did just take their 3rd, finish that up. And the supplies are looking even more and more Terran favored here. Lots of drop ships and a pretty big army set up here. Now, Terran is not mining from his natural at all, so definitely needs to transfer over here. Start mining there again. But Zerg also mined out at the natural. Their 4th base was killed. 3rd base has just finished now. So both sides a little low on the economy department. Of course, if you look at the worker counts, Terran is going to be able to resaturate right away. Looks like we've got some Ultralisks here. Just a couple. That's really all Zerg can afford. I don't think the Ultras are going to be the power spike that Crowbar is looking for here. Not able to afford a critical mass of them. Meanwhile, Terran with four science vessels, a couple of radiates available, should be enough to soften up the lurkers and not be too scared of them. Interesting going for the dropship play. Here we go. A couple of Ultralisks are out along with a lot of Lings. So let's see how the engage goes. Definitely want to get the irradiates on those Ultras right away. Oop, that vessel, you want to keep that alive. It has 2 irradiates in it. This Ultralisk being softened up, and it looks like a bit of a mismanage on the fight there. A lot of the Lings got picked off before the Ultras were able to engage. You definitely want all your army attacking at once. And then this Ultralisk with the irradiate on it, if you can attack with it and let the irradiate start to damage the Marines. But so far it looks like Terran didn't lose too much there. Lost a couple of vessels, but Zerg lost a whole lot of Lings in that skirmish. Nice pick off on that tank. Probably setting up to try to shell the 3rd base there. And Terran definitely has enough to bust. You just throw it on some irradiates on these Ultras, soften them up, and then, you know, this is definitely enough of an army to bust. There's no lurkers here. Definitely no defilers out or anything. There's 2 lurker eggs morphing. A couple more science vessels being made, and a couple more dropships being loaded up. At least the one. I don't think Terran needs to be using the dropships though. You just get some more science vessels instead and go for the straightforward attack. Zerg isn't actually that hard to bust at this point. Isn't going to be actually that hard for him to bust, so he doesn't really need to go for the drops. Lurkers and Ultras are completely cleaned up there. And Crowbar is going to tap out. GG. That is game 1 going to iRk-Aszriel.